Right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, March 4th, and this is another episode of Markets with Morning Joe. And I am Joe. Excuse my appearance. It's 10 minutes of 8. I've been up for a little while, but just researching the charts. And wow, so much has gone on in the last couple of weeks. Markets have really kind of taken a turn for the worst. I've got the spiders and the Qs up here, split screen, and let's see if I can adjust this. Let's start with the Qs. These last couple of weeks really have been just on a downward rip. Technology obviously is getting pounded. So here I have a daily chart of the Qs, and it's right into the 200-day moving average right here. This yellow line, that's 200-day moving average. And so much is going on. So much is going on with Trump and tariff wars, and so there's a lot of fear in the markets. And he's got a 9 o'clock. I don't know what the hell they call it tonight, anyway. But we'll see what changes. Tariffs kind of go into effect. I guess they went into effect at midnight already with Mexico and China. And so if things continue to get worse, if there's no rebound today or tomorrow off of this 200-day moving average, this thing's going lower. All right. Now we might get a rebound. We might get a little bounce and possibly make our way back up to the 519, 520 area. But we're still into a lot of resistance here. So it's going to take a lot of good news for the markets to turn around and go higher. Meaning, the tariffs are over and everybody's lovey-dovey again. Otherwise, if the tariffs are on, then this thing's going lower. And I just saw a post from somebody in Ontario, I'm not sure who it was, but threatening to shut off power to New York, Minnesota, and Michigan. I guess we get our power supply, or they get the power supply from Canada, from Ontario. And then Trump tweeted, responded by saying, if they shut off our power, then America will shut off their, cloud services. So threats are happening. We'll see what happens. If things continue to get worse, the Qs are going lower. It'll probably fall to 485, like I mentioned a couple of videos ago. And then if it stumbles below that, then that's it. It's just going to go down, continue to go down further until something changes in the world right now in terms of all this tariff talk. That's on the Qs. On the spiders, okay, this trend line here is pretty solid. Like I said in my last video, that's kind of like the line in the sand. Right now we're at 580. Okay, so depending on how things go today or tomorrow, this is either going to bounce up or continue to fall further. And if it falls further, the next move down is 575, which could happen today. Actually, if it breaks below 575. As I mentioned before, we can go to somewhere between 520, 550, and who knows. I mean, if you look at a big picture, markets are up tremendously since the start of COVID, since 2020, right? So if we have a massive correction, yeah, this thing's got a long way to go, both of these, okay? So not to be doom and gloom on you this morning, but who knows what's going to happen, really. I mean, it all depends on what Trump has to say throughout the day today and tonight, as addressing the union. I don't know, some address. I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyways, don't mind me. So that's enough for the Qs, and same thing with the semis. They're going lower, as I talked about in the last couple of videos. There's some support at 215. I think we'll get there today probably. Nvidia's been selling off. Obviously, Nvidia's the biggest weight in that index, as well as the Qs and the spiders. It's down to 111 right now. It's probably gonna, you know, kind of open, gap up a little bit, and then possibly fall. How low can we go? Let me go to a daily chart. Let me make this bigger. Daily. Again. Oh wait, what happened to my video? Oh, that changed on me. It changed on me. All right. So how low can we go? 107. There's some support at 107, 106. Yeah, 106, 107 area. There's a gap right here, gap fill. I could close the gap today. If it falls below that, 102, So if this thing rolls over, next support would probably be 95 bucks. So, and as NVIDIA goes, the market goes, and that includes the spiders and the Qs. I'm not going to get into all the big names. Amazon retraced and tagged. It's actually trading below right now. Yesterday it closed up. So last week it put in a bottoming tail at 204. All right, it went up a couple of days and then it sold back off this week, or in the last few days since then. It closed yesterday at 204.86, so it closed higher than the close on this bottoming tail, but now it's trading below. Yesterday it actually went below that. So again, who knows if this thing is gonna continue to go further. That daily bottoming tail, that's just a short-term bottom, meaning within days, 5, 6, 7 days, sometimes less, 3 days. If it was a weekly bottoming tail, that's different. So it's got more support at the 196, 197 area. If it goes there, maybe that'll start to turn. But this is just gonna go with the market. So we'll see what happens. Google looks like it's pretty damn close to bottoming out. This is a longer term support right here, longer term support line. But again, it's it goes with the market. So there's no saying that it won't go down to 150 or lower. All right. Let me talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, because when I made my video on Sunday, it was at like 9:15 in the morning, and that was 40 minutes before Trump made his announcement. Not announcement. He posted something on Truth Social saying that he gave orders for his department to work on including Cardano, Solana, E, and XRP. All right, and the markets ripped literally 40 minutes after I made my recording, and as I was posting it, all right, on Facebook, this thing had started pumping in the morning, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on right here? All right, and then but I didn't realize it. But I didn't realize what was happening. I didn't bother to check the news or anything. And then somebody called and told me what Trump had announced, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. And so in my recording, I said that the chart had kind of showed that it was going to go up to 86, 87,000, and then probably I said it would probably rug pull after that on Monday morning. Well, it took a tweet from Trump to push this thing up to 95. And by the way, there was definitely some insider trading. I'm not happy about this whole, crypto corruption. Honestly, between the meme coins that Trump launched, and now somebody bought $200 million of ETH and Bitcoin previous to that tweet that Trump made. So somebody knew what was going on, and it was 50 times leveraged. Okay. So somebody made a fortune off of Trump's post, and then of course it sold off, which I fully expected, and I actually shorted it the next morning. Yesterday morning, I put in a short, and I just rode the whole fucking thing all the way down. So you see here, this was the low on Friday that was made, and then it went up towards the end of the day, okay? And then during the weekend, it went up to 86, and I'm like, okay, so from here, 78 to 85, that's 7,000, and then come back to this low, 7,000 plus 83. I said this thing could probably go to 90, right? So it went up to 90, and it broke through because of Trump's tweet. And guess what? Had Trump not said anything, this thing wouldn't have even fucking made it past that line. Okay, but Trump didn't say anything new. He didn't say that it's definitely happening or it happened. It's just he basically told us what we already knew, and the market fools took it like no offense to anybody that took that trade. They fell for it, and it sold off. It didn't break this past 95, 96. All right, so if you go to a bigger time frame, you see that there's a ton of fucking resistance right here. All this is resistance. It's gonna take something really happening, in crypto for it to break through there. Okay, so it went up and it fucking sold off and it gave it all back. All right, so I feel sorry for anybody that got suckered into it and didn't sell. But I mentioned it on Sunday. I said if it goes up to 90, 91, sell your fucking or your Bitcoin and take your money back, because that's probably the last chance you're going to get for probably a while. Now, Bitcoin's got this, I don't know, Bitcoin meeting, whatever it's called, on Friday at the White House or somewhere in Washington. Who knows what's going to happen on Friday? If it, the last time I remember when Bitcoin was trading at like 65 or whatever, like way back, the last time it made, highs before it sold off, like right here. Was it there? No, hold on a second. No, it was like a long time ago. 49. Where the hell? Right here? I don't know. Anyway, never mind. I remember last time there was, Bitcoin was trading at like highs. They had that Bitcoin summit, and then basically it tanked right after that. So that could be another sell the news type thing. We'll see what happens. It's already retraced everything that it gained on Sunday, and it's trading back to 83,000. I expect this to go lower. So I think this is going to go back down from 93, call it 94, to 82. So that's 6,000. 6,000. I think this is going back down to 79. So I think this is going right back down to where it was at the low right here on Friday. And then if it continues to work sideways, it's going to go lower. So that's my take on Bitcoin. We'll see what happens if anything changes with any news. That's it. And everything that pumped, including Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, they all gave it all back. And now they're starting to trade below. Ethereum is starting to trade below this trend line right here. So if it loses this trend line, this thing's going lower, along with Bitcoin. All right. So gold, it looked like gold topped out last month because it put in appears to be a topping tail. But as you can see, in the last 2 days, it fucking went back up. Wait a minute. Let me go to gold futures, sorry. Right? So right here last month, that candle, let me get rid of these lines. This candle right here, that appears to be a topping tail. So I don't know what's going to happen with gold. If there's a lot of scary shit happening right now in the world. I guess it's very possible it's just going to continue to go higher. But according to the chart, this is technically a top right here for the time being. But we'll see what happens. They don't always hold. Facebook is a good example of that. Like, let me show you Facebook. Meta put in a topping tail in December. Okay. This was February. Oh, sorry, that was February. This is December. Okay, so I don't know if that's technically a topping tail because there's no wick at the bottom here, so maybe it's not a topping tail. I'm not sure. I got to do my research on that particular candle. Every candle has a significant meaning. So I thought it topped out here, and it went to the top of that parallel channel right here. And then it just gave news. I think I can't remember if it had good earnings or in their earnings they said that they're gonna spend fucking $200 million on a giant facility in New York City, and the market loved it and it fucking rallied. Meanwhile, Amazon and Google said they were gonna spend hundreds of millions or billions doing the same thing, and they sold off. So I don't know what the hell Meta said that was different from everybody else, but they rallied after earnings and everybody else sold off. Anyway, it was euphoric. It was ridiculous. It was stupid, in my opinion. But it appears that maybe it topped out here. Okay, so obviously it's giving it all back now. If I go to, I'm gonna go to daily. Depending on what happens in the markets, in the next few days, this thing looks like it's going to go lower, right? So if I measure from here, 740 down to 640, that's 100 points. 100 points from this pivot high right here. This is going back down to 589, 590. So I don't know how fast it's going to happen. If it happens, it's going to break below this trend line right here. This trend line and the middle of this channel. If the markets continue to go lower, then this is going to go lower. Or something changes in the market, then we can get another bid higher. But we'll see. That's my daily report for today, guys. A lot of crazy shit going on in the world. So God bless. God help us all. All right, guys. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy this. Hope it's helpful. Be very cautious. That is my words to you. All right. Take care.